Hey guys, it's ExandShadow, and welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. In the last part, we finished up Grunty Industries. Well, the first trek through Grunty's. I've got to go back there. Damn it. Anyway, we're done there for now, so right now we're going to do the cleanup crew in some of the earlier levels, and unlock the next level in the game, so hooray for that. You know, it's mostly just sort of back progress, but we are going to be doing things today, so whatever. Anyway, the first mission that we've got to do, or by that I mean the last mission that we got to do in Witchy World, is finishing up the Boggy's children side quest that we started but couldn't finish. Remember this fat fuck? Yeah, well, we fed him a burger, and now we got to bring him back to his mom. You could do this mission anytime after Witchy World, because that's when you get the taxi pack ability needed to beat it. The thing is that there's another thing that we've got to do in here that we can only do after we get the Claw Clamber boots from Grunty Industries. So, you know, it just makes more sense to do both of these things at once, especially since it's only a one-level wait period, and then just get all the backtracking done out of the way. Now, again, I don't get why people have such a problem with the backtracking in this game, because, again, the game's revolved around the fucking mechanic, and it makes it so convenient in the first place, but you know, I'm not going to go out of my way to backtrack if I don't need to, you know. It's just like walking back and forth between locations and not making any progress isn't fun. But as long as you have a goal, I don't mind having to... Okay, that's a lie. If I have a goal, but I have to go back and forth between the same locations over and over again, like Chapter 4 in 1,000 Year Door, that was annoying. But, you know, cases like this where there's like warp pads and stuff and it takes all of 30 seconds to make progress, I don't see why people have that much trouble with this sort of thing. And they have jiggle physics on a mama polar bear in an N64 game. I'm sorry, that's just my last shred of hope and human decency has slithered away into nothingness. Hey, we got 100% in this level, awesome. That's 3 for 3, I think. I think, at the very least. I don't know. We're getting more 100%, so that's awesome. Anyway, that's it for missions inside Witchy World itself, but that doesn't mean that we're done with the level just yet. Nope, now we gotta finish the Boogle side quest that we started back in Terrydactyland. Now, you'll remember back then we opened up a door that would bring us to Witchy World, you know. We pressed a door and then we came out in here. The thing is that those guys wanted food, but the only way to get food out of Witchy World is through that door right there. You know, if you try to take it out the train, the food will be taken away from you. If you try to go out the front exit, the food will be taken away from you. And even if you try going through the Glitter Gulch mine track down by the Saucer Peril, the food will still be taken away from you there too. This, with the Terrydactyland exit, is the only place in the entire game where you can keep your food exiting Witchy World. So, you know, that's how you're supposed to get it to them, I get that, but you might be thinking, how do you get there, back up there, if you just try to do this mission as soon as you get to Terrydactyland, because you drop down, you grab the food, and you can't make it back up because there's a Claw Clamber boots thing in the way. So yeah, you're gonna have to wait until after Grunty Industries before you can get this Jiggy, unfortunately, which, you know, I guess it makes sense, you know. Well, actually not. Well, yeah, it does make sense when you think about it in the context of the game, because, you know, why would they ever want to put a sign up there? You know, it's just like, the signs would have to be all the way up there, and that's, you know, that sounds like an awful lot of work. I don't want to put a sign up there. That sounds like a pain in the ass. So, you know what? That's how you can sneak your food out of Witchy World. And then you got to give it to all 3 of these hungry dudes, and then you'll finally get your Jiggy from these guys. Other than that, there's not really too much else to this side quest, but the thing you have to remember is that you have to go into the Boogle cave before you even start the whole thing, because if you try to do the mission without going into the Boogle cave, you know, you get the food, you go up the Claw Clamber wall, and look at that, there's a door there. Yeah, there's a door there, and you can only open the door from the Boogle side. So you're going to have to go to well, actually, you're going to have to go to Terrydactyland before you go to Grunty Industries anyway. But you're going to have to open the door in the Boogle cave before you can even start this side quest. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this level on your own. And yeah, that's about it. You know, guys, I opened the door for you like what, 5 parts ago? You could get the food yourself. You know, it's not... Oh, okay, fine. You know, oh, a 200-foot drop is too scary. I'll break all my bones up. Wusses. All of you are wimps. Yeah, eat your dirt. Yeah. Yeah, dirt is good in vitamin... Oh, well, I guess you guys don't really have much of teeth anymore. I don't think cavemans were... Is he doing the can-can? Bam, 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 bam. He is doing the can-can. I want a gif of this guy doing the can-can if anybody could do that. That would be awesome. But yeah, after you give all 3 of the cavemen in here their whatever it's called, their food, if you miss one, then, well, you know, that's why you're probably not getting it. But once you give all 3 of the cavemen their food, that's the Jiggy, and then we're done with Terrydactyland for the time being. There's 1 Jiggy left to get. I think we have everything else we can get in the level right now, but we're not going to be getting... We're not going to be finishing up Terrydactyland for quite some time, because the last Jiggy we got to get is the Dippy Jiggy, and the Dippy Jiggy... Well, we won't be able to get until the last level of the game, so don't worry too much about that. However, we still got the Stomping Plains to go through, and if you remember last time we were here, there was basically no way for Banjo alone to get through here on his own. Now that we have the Snooze Pack, it's a little bit more doable. See, you're always going to get hit by that guy's dinosaur foot every single time you try to get from footprint to footprint. You know, Banjo just doesn't run fast enough to make it there without getting hit. So, I recommend going into the... Well, not recommend. You have to go into the Snooze Pack every time you get hit and you get into this safe spot. And then you'll be able to keep on going. Now, you could fill your health up more than I am doing right here, but really it's just faster to only up it 1 unit, because you'll always go back to 1 anyway. And, you know, it's just faster and more convenient. But, if you press the Banjo button here, you'll open up a door that goes to the next level in the game. Thing is, however, you can't actually go into the door without Kazooie, so you're gonna have to send Kazooie over here again anyway if you wanna get that Jiggy that's on the other side of that door. So really, it might just be a better idea when you're playing this level for the first, when you're playing Terrydactyland for the first time, if you want to avoid backtracking, to just get the warp pad in the Stomping Plains, and then do all 3 different doors later, you know, because you can get the Banjo and Kazooie, Banjo alone and Kazooie alone things all at the same time if you wait for Banjo to get the Snooze Pack. But I'm not that forward thinking in most of the time, so I didn't think of that to begin with. Anyway, that was a brief glimpse at Hailfire Peaks, and yes, that Jiggy does actually count for Hailfire Peaks and not Terrydactyland, but you're not actually going to see the whole of Hailfire Peaks until the next part, so I'm sorry for that. Anyway, back in Glitter Gulch Mine, now that we have the what's it called, the springy step shoes, we can get this Jiggy here. Again, you can do this anytime after Terrydactyland, but I just like to do all of this backtracking stuff after I go to Grunty's Industries, because the thing is that Grunty's Industries is basically, after that, we unlock tons and tons and tons of backtracking potential, and really, there isn't too much backtracking that we're going to have to do until after we go to the last level in the game. You know, that's probably where we're going to do our last bits of backtracking for this playthrough, if I remember my own recording well enough. You know, I could be misremembering something here, but generally I like to do all of the backtracking stuff that involves both Terrydactyland and Grunty Industries stuff at the same time. And also something that involves a Witchy World thing. You know, this you can do as early as Witchy World, and you know, I probably could have knocked this off right when we dropped by here during the Jolly Roger's Lagoon level. You know, you make a quick pit stop here after you get the Jinjo and after I got the Mega Globo, but I just sort of forgot that this Jiggy existed for a little bit, so we're just gonna go after it now. This is the Power Hut. Now, you don't necessarily have to do it this way. But what I'm doing is I'm splitting up Banjo, and he's going to stand on that light switch, allowing us to send Kazooie through this little maze type thing and get the Jiggy on the other side. Here's the thing, you don't really need to use the split up pads for this. Now, the game expects you to use the split up pads for this, and it makes it a little bit less obnoxious, but you could do this on your own by using fire eggs. When you shoot a fire egg, well, I should say that if you try to go in here without pressing on the light switch, everything will be too dark to see. However, shooting a fire egg will light up the area around you somewhat, to the point where you can see where all the planks are and stuff. So, you know, you could do it that way and skip yourself a backtracking trip, but seeing as you do have to make at least 2 more stops to, well, I should say, you need to make at least 1 more stop in Glitter Gulch Mine anyway, you know, I figure why not just wait for the power switch, just to have Banjo press the power switch, you know, why not just wait? And with that, yeah, we've, in the middle of our free fall, we do actually have 100% in Glitter Gulch Mine, so that's nice, right? Right? So anyway, enough backtracking for right now. We're going to be unlocking the final level in the game. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That is a gigantic lie. We are not unlocking the final level in the game right now. We are actually unlocking the second to last level in the game, which is one of my personal favorites, honestly. But we'll get into more of that, more into why I think that next time, so yeah. See, here we've got one of the later, well, obviously one of the later Jiggywiggy challenges. But it's getting to the point where we've barely got any jigsaw pieces put in beforehand for us. So really at this point, it's almost like trying to do the entire thing by yourself, you know. But, you know, I'm sure you all did jigsaw puzzles when you were a kid. Or later than a kid, you know. You like jigsaw puzzles as a grown adult, that's cool too, I suppose. But, you know, your standard tricks and tips for normal jigsaw puzzles still apply for, like, these, you know. Especially taking care of the edges first, because, you know, it's a lot easier to guess where those are supposed to be. And seeing as there's only, like, a handful of middle pieces to begin with, that's really the best place to start in these Jiggywiggy puzzle piece missions, is just, you know, edge pieces. You know, edge pieces are your friend, and you should start with them first. Yeah, it's more so, it applies even more so here than it does in, like, a real jigsaw puzzle, because, you know, there's such a few amount of pieces. I'm pretty sure, actually, the majority of them are edge pieces. Like, I think there's, like, 4, or, like, if there's, I'm just gonna make up the numbers here, but if there's 4 edge pieces on one side, and we've got a square, that means that 2 of those edge pieces for a side are corners, and the corners are really easy to figure out. So basically, with the 2 remaining pieces for that side, you've got a 50-50 shot of getting it right. And if you get it wrong, well, you only have to move it up or down a centimeter in order to get it right to begin with. So it's very easy to figure out the edges, and then once you get the rest of, once you've got what's left, it's a little bit easier to figure it out from there. So that's just my recommendation. Also, we're really close to having enough jiggies to beat the game. Once you get 70 jiggies, you can basically just go to the final area and stop playing. But this is a 100% run, so we are going to be playing every single level in the game, I guess. You know, because the way that we're doing things right now, by the end of the level that we're about to go into, I could skip the last level in the game and just go straight to the Grunty boss. But, you know, I need to show off every level, even though skipping the last level would mean skipping the most irritating mission in the entire game. But you know what? I sacrifice so that I can give a full, complete playthrough for you guys. So you better be goddamn grateful. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, with that, we now have all of the Jinjos in the Isle of Hags and everything but all of the Jinjo Jiggies in the Isle of Hags. So that's pretty sweet. Anyway, next time, we're going to be exploring Hellfire Peaks. I'm ExandShadow, and I'll see you guys later.